Tell us all about what we've got going on. Please welcome racing author and historian and the voice of Bristol Motor Speedway, David McGee. And we have the Vice President of Marketing and Communications, Drew Bedard.
Thank you, Anthony. And thanks everybody for being here today. We're excited about this announcement and all the things that we're going to be talking about for April race weekend. But first and foremost, we want to take you on a little trip back in time to 1979. So you see this beautiful Chevy Camaro here behind us, with the likeness of a rookie who was in the field that day at the Southeastern 500 on April 1st, 1979. And an amazing fact is that since that day, and actually this is the only rookie that has ever won in the Cup Series at Bristol Motor Speedway, and that rookie was Dale Earnhardt. And so David's going to talk to us a little bit about some stories from 1979, a little bit about what was going on that day and how a rookie like Earnhardt made it to the front with such an incredible field.
Thanks, Drew, and thanks everybody for waiting. It was an amazing day, and it was an amazing moment in Dale Earnhardt's career, because if you look back on his career in the late 1970s, he was a regular in the NASCAR Late Model Sportsman division. And he was a good driver. If you talk to racers who competed with him, they said he was competitive, but he wasn't dominant. He was not the Earnhardt that we saw emerge in the Cup Series. As a matter of fact, in 1977 and 1978, he finished 13th in the national points in the Late Model Sportsman division. So, you know, not maybe the hallmark of somebody who's going to go on to such greatness. It was his seventh start, I believe, in a car owned by Rod Osterland. He had just come to that team. It was a California-based team that had begun to really build its resources, and he showed that in his first race, which was the Daytona 500, the world-famous Daytona 500 of 1979 that has been chronicled so many times. He actually led 10 laps that day. It was the first time he ever led a Cup race. Fast forward a few weeks, they went to North Wilkesboro. He led a few more laps down there. Came into Bristol, and he was among the top qualifiers. Buddy Baker won the pole, driving the Rainier Gray Ghost. It was one of those days where you had Buddy Baker and Cale Yarborough and Darrell Waltrip and all these guys that were the stars, Bobby Allison, all the stars of that era. And Earnhardt was among that group. He was among the leaders all day, actually led about 163 laps, but led the most laps that day. But got into a situation late in the race, and I'm sure he had a lot of confidence from that, but he needed a little help from his pit crew, which Suitcase Jake Elder was his crew chief at the time, and they got him out in front, and he had been battling with as I said, Darrell and Bobby Allison, and he got the lead after a late caution. Cecil Gordon got into local driver Mike Potter, brought out the last caution of the day, and they got out and got off pit road first, and got the lead and held the lead all the way to the end. Darrell actually faded. Bobby Allison came to second, but he wasn't able to do anything with the rookie. And I guess everybody has to have a first win, and so you begin a career of 80 plus wins and 7 Cup championships here on an April 1st back in 1979.